First, I want to get both of you to react to a story that's impacting my local area, namely the Tesla that crashed into the balloon shop on Hennepin at 25th Street. Do either of you have a reaction to that?
I mean, it's happened several times now, right? Where a vehicle has crashed on that road.
At that intersection, particularly 25th,
Yeah.
the cleaners on the southwest side was had their corner entrance demolished a couple of years ago. This year, the traffic signal box on the northwest corner was taken out by a car, and just this week we had a Tesla crash into the balloon shop.
Yep.
I have a logistical question, like if there was more parking in front of the balloon shop, would that have prevented the Tesla from running into it?
Well, there is parking there. It's a part-time
Oh.
bus lane.
Oh, huh.
Yep,
Okay,
there's parking
cool.
there.
I just wanted to, that's sarcasm, but
Yeah, I caught it. I caught it. Sure.
I mean, clearly you need something that'll slow the vehicles down, and the street
yeah.
needs to be designed that way. You can't
Maybe a
just have.
median. Maybe a median.
Yeah, and I think there's broad agreement on that, right? The variance
Yeah.
for that passed.
Yeah, and maybe some turn lanes, so there aren't so many unpredictable movements by cars. It's
Yeah.
a very chaotic street. It's a 4-lane, high-speed, very chaotic street, and Hennepin Avenue is a problem. We've told you before on this podcast it's a problem. It should be fixed. And if Jason Garcia was here, we would do a shame on you, Lisa Goodman segment for her email to someone who contacted her about this incident. And she was like, well, who can say? I think it would have happened regardless. I disagree, Lisa Goodman.
Well, it's interesting. My husband and I were driving on 55 this past weekend, and we were just kind of reflecting on just like road design, right? And like just how much road design really impacts the way people drive, right? And I don't need to bring up something that I'm sure everyone listening to the podcast is well aware of, but Hennepin Avenue suffers the same problem, even though it's such a completely different road than 55, but it suffers the same fate, right? Where it's not designed in a way that indicates to you that you should drive differently, that you should drive slower, that you should be aware that you're in a very urban area, right? That's the thing that is so jarring about Hennepin Avenue is that there's no indication, even in a way that like streets downtown are really they're so full of different things that like really indicate to someone like you should probably not drive as fast or as erratically as you are in a place that's far more populated, I would argue, than downtown at current like present moment, right? Like people actually live in uptown, and not that people don't live in downtown. This is gonna get me canceled, but just like it's just such a like substantially different like environment, and the road design does not do that in any capacity indicate to you that like you should make different choices when driving there.
Chris, do you have anything to say, or should I make a joke about how if only we had more charging stations on Hennepin Avenue, things would be different? Because it was a
that
Tesla.
actually, I mean, having barriers on the side, having physical objects can help, and then actually that would add to that. So having like trees and just obstructions that drivers know that they will hit into, if they're going too fast, does make them slow down. So actually, EV chargers might help.
The thing about trees is, how do we get trees to even stick on a street like Hennepin Avenue? Those street posts that have like the park only between these hours type signs, those kind of posts, constantly being knocked down.
Yeah.
It's not an easy life for a bollard or a street post or a tree on any of these streets.
I almost got in a fight with someone in Dinkytown because they were exercising, like pulling down on a tree, and I was like, you're gonna break that tree.
Yeah. Drunk people in addition to cars, bad for the trees.
But I think that's like you're asking about like why does this one singular thing not work in this like environment that's not designed to protect that thing singular thing, right? So like talking about like why trees on their own cannot save Hennepin Avenue. Like it's just that's not enough to traffic calm that is trees alone, right? That will still result in trees and all the shit along the roads getting destroyed. What street trees, in addition to medians, in addition to bus lanes, in addition to all of the other treatments that you can put on urban roads to calm traffic, is how you survive trees there, right? Like, you're right. A tree is not a method where the tree will live or can withstand, impacts if it's the only mechanism for traffic calming. So it has to be paired with other objects that, again, indicate what level of service this road is providing someone.
Calling out cat people. This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now.